Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are absolutely fine, you're doing your work on time and you are behaving like absolutely good children. So, ma'am is here. It is understood we are going to be studying which subject? We are going to be studying EVS from our textbook which has the name Green Planet. तो अब हम क्या करेंगे? We are going to take out the textbooks from our bag and keep it on the table. And then we are going to sit straight and listen to ma'am. Done? All of you taken out your textbooks? Very good. So, till now we have studied 15 chapters from our textbook, right? And as ma'am said in the beginning sessions, like जब हमने ये classes start करी थी EVS की, तो मैम ने आपको समझाया था that EVS subject में we study about things that are there in our environment. And if they are in our environment, they are of some use to us. So ma'am told you that there are living things, non-living things भी है, man-made है या nature created things are there. So अभी तक हमने non-living things के बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ा है. Correct? We have read about different kind of houses, means of transport, communication, many other things which are non-living. Living things may we have read about plants and we have also read something about animals. So हमारे environment में living things में क्या सिर्फ plants और animals ही हैं या कोई और भी है? In our environment, do we have other human beings? Of course we do. Correct? So, आज की क्लास में हम पढ़ने वाले हैं about some people who are there in our environment. And ये जितने भी लोग हैं, ये हमारे environment में हैं. Because of this, they are very helpful or they are very useful for us. So, in today's class, we are going to be studying chapter number 16, which is on page number 103. And what is the name of the chapter? People who help us. मतलब आज की क्लास में हम उन लोगों के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. We are going to be reading about such people who are there in our environment and they help us. Alright. So let us start reading about these people. So as ma'am already told you that there are some other human beings also in our environment. That could be our family, relative, or maybe some unknown people also. Right? Now, the first activity which is given in your book says, write M against the work done generally by men and W against the work generally done by women in our society. तो आपको इस एक्टिविटी में क्या करना है? यहाँ पर कुछ सेट ऑफ वर्क दिए गए हैं, लाइक ड्राइविंग द बस, डिलीवरिंग लेटर्स, लुकिंग आफ्टर चिल्ड्रन. आपको ये बताना है कि इनमें से कौन से काम मोस्टली मेन डू. तो अगर मेन डू मोस्ट ऑफ दैट वर्क तो आपको एम लिखना है. इफ वुमेन डू मोस्ट ऑफ दैट वर्क तो आपको डब्ल्यू लिखना है. नाउ वी विल come to this activity later. All right. Because through this chapter, we will be able to understand the importance of this activity, that why this activity is given in the textbook. So, we all are involved in some or the other work on daily basis. And this work which gives us, let's say, knowledge or gives us money, a work that we do which through which we earn money is called our occupation. And every human being on this planet is involved in some or the other occupation. Alright? And this occupation helps us not just earn money, but also helps in our personality development. Alright? So now let's start reading this chapter. It says people need money to buy food, clothes, house, etc. Alright? We all know that we require money to survive in this world. How do we get this money? They get this money by working. So, when people work for someone, that person pays us. Correct? People do many types of work, and this work is called as occupation. तो अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं what is occupation? The work done to earn money for fulfilling basic human needs is called as occupation. All right, moving on. People take up an occupation as per their needs and what they can do. For example, our parents are working. So, like my mother is an architect. So, how was she able to take up the occupation of an architect? She has knowledge, she has gained knowledge about designing or about planning houses. Right? She studied to become an architect. So, she took that occupation. That means she took an occupation about what she can do. Then there are some people who are very needy and they take up any occupation which can help them earn money. They work as farmers, carpenters, cobblers, tailors, fruit and vegetable sellers, laborers, doctors, nurses, teachers, etc. So, people are involved in a lot, many different types of work. It could be a work for which someone needs proper training, or it could be a work which a person learns to do with practice. Some people work in offices also. Alright? And everyone who's working helps us in some way or the other. अब हम कुछ ऐसे occupations की बात करने वाले हैं which we generally think are not of much importance to us, but they are. There are many people who make our life comfortable by working. Someone else is working which is making your life comfortable. So, for example, they have given the example of a potter. You know who is a potter? One who makes clay or one who makes earthen pots. जो मिट्टी के घड़े आपके घर में आते हैं वो कौन बनाता है? It is a potter. So they have said that this man, his name is Abdul. Abdul is a potter. He prepares dozens of clay pots, big and small, every day on his potter wheel. Can you see this potter wheel on which he is working? These pots, अब आप बोलेंगे आप इससे हमारी लाइफ कैसे कंफर्टेबल होती है? These pots, whether clay pots or earthen pots, are later used for various purposes like storing water, growing plants, etc., depending upon their shape and size. So, a lot of you drink water directly from refrigerator, but it is generally advised that this should not be done. But इतनी गर्मी है, ठंडा पानी तो हमें चाहिए, right? So healthy तरीका क्या है? That from this we drink water from this clay pot, because clay pot में पानी जो होता है वो हमेशा ठंडा ही रहता है, and that is very healthy also for your digestion. So अगर ये अब्दुल अंकल नहीं होंगे तो आप कहाँ से लाओगे क्ले पॉट्स? मान लो पॉटर्स ही नहीं होंगे, can you make this pot at home all by yourself? No. So even this potter is very useful in our life. Where did Abdul learn this art of making beautiful pots? He learned the art of making pots from his father. Alright, now let us talk about some more people. Then we have this person here. What is he doing? He is working on a sewing machine. Right? This man is working on a sewing machine. Can you see it? Right? So, a person who works on a sewing machine, what do you call such a person? He is a tailor. And what is his name? Kapil. So it says Kapil is a tailor. He stitches clothes for people. So sometimes we have to go to some family function, we have to go to a party, and we want to get our clothes stitched. Where do we go? We go to a tailor. And where did Mr. Kapil learn the art of stitching clothes? So he learned the art of stitching clothes from his mother. Right? He cuts the cloth using a pair of scissors and then stitches them into desired shapes. Right? So, जैसे हमें कपड़ा बनवाना होता है, we go to a tailor, we tell him, this is the measurement, this is the design. So, it is because of a tailor that we are able to wear the kind of clothes that we wish to wear. And what are the tools that a tailor uses? He uses a pair of scissors, he uses a sewing machine, he uses needle and thread, and he also uses a measurement tape, which is generally around their neck. Then you have a cobbler. Remember the nursery rhyme? Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoes. So we know that a cobbler is required so that our shoes can be in good shape. So this man, his name is Hafiz. And what is he? He is a cobbler. What does he do? He mends and polishes shoes. So sometimes your slippers go like they wear off, they tear and wear off, they are broken. So whom do you go to? You go to a cobbler. He also makes new shoes. Have you seen sometimes a lot many cobblers have a lot of shoes hanging around the area where they generally sit. So those shoes are mostly made by them. And he, that is Hafiz, grew up watching his father and grandfather preparing things with leather. And let me tell you, shoemaking जो है बेटा, it is a very specialized art. He uses, so what are the things that Hafiz uses? He uses a nylon thread, nails, that the nails that you put in walls, not these nails, and different types of tools for his work. Then, how many of us like going out with our family? मूवी देखने जाते हैं, मॉल जाते हैं, कई बारी हम लोग किसी और सिटी में भी जाते हैं, and we go in a car. बट अगर कार में प्रॉब्लम हो गई तो कौन देखेगा? उन्हीं के बारे में we are going to study now. That is a mechanic. So this person, he is a mechanic. What is his name? His name is Tarun. What does he do? He repairs cars, motorcycles and scooters in a garage. So the place where mechanics work is called a garage. He also mends the punctures of tires. And what are the tools used by him? A spanner, a wrench, a screwdriver, a plier and hammer to do his work. And how did he learn to do his work? While he was working in his cousin's garage. Alright? Now we talk about Mr. Rajat. Who is Mr. Rajat? He is a bus driver. He drives a school bus. So all of you or most of you go to school by in a school bus. So you have a driver sitting there. He has a license to drive a bus, which he got after passing the driving test. So any two-wheeler or four-wheeler that we drive, we need a license for it. And how do you get a license? Only after passing a driving test. And in India, what is your age to get the driver's license? 18. Yes, so you have to be 18 years and above to get the driver's license. He learned driving from a driving school. आप देखते हो कि कई बार your cousins or someone else in the family, they learn driving a car. कैसे? You would have seen generally a person comes in a car, a small car maybe, and they help that person learn to drive the car. And Mr. Rajat is a very responsible driver and he follows all the traffic rules. Very, very important. When we are driving, we should be very careful and we must follow all the driving rules. Then we have this little pretty girl here. Her name is Shilpa. What is she doing in the garden? Oh, she is a gardener and she looks after our school garden. Then what does she do? She plants various beautiful flowering plants to make the school garden look beautiful. And what does she use? She uses a spade to dig the land. She also uses a cutter, which is like a big scissor that a gardener uses to trim the plants. And she learned the art of gardening from her mother. Moving on. So then it says now the world has changed and a lot of women have also joined the armed forces and police. And men have also taken up various professions that were assumed to be only meant for women. And then there are some professions like chef, steward, fashion designing, hairstyling, makeup artist. So, आज in today's world, you see a lot of men who are hairstylists or they do beautiful makeup or they are designing beautiful clothes. So, it says Francis is a doctor. He works in a government hospital. There, he carefully examines sick people and advises them which medicines to take. And he learned about medicines and surgeries in a medical college in Delhi. So now we talk about gender and work, जिसके बारे में अभी हमने यहाँ पर बात करी थी. In a, in our country also and around the world, ऐसा सोचा जाता था एक टाइम तक कि कुछ काम हैं which only a women should do. कुछ काम हैं which only a which only men should do. But gradually, जैसे जैसे people started being more educated, जैसे जैसे development हुई, there was a realization that कोई भी काम है उसको आप जेंडर से रिलेट नहीं कर सकते. यू कैनॉट से कि अच्छा ये तो टेक्निकल काम है तो ये सिर्फ अ मैन कैन डू. अरे ये घर को देखना है, देखभाल करनी है, ये सिर्फ अ वुमन शुड डू. ग्रेजुअली पीपल रियलाइज दैट जो काम है उसका जेंडर से कोई रिलेशन नहीं होना चाहिए. हमें डिस्क्रिमिनेशन या भेदभाव इस बेसिस पे नहीं करना चाहिए कि ये तो काम बड़ा छोटा सा है या इस काम में ज्यादा लेबर रिक्वायर्ड नहीं है तो ये वुमेन को दे दो और इस काम में तो थोड़ी फिजिकल लेबर भी रिक्वायर्ड है या ये तो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है सो लेट मेन डू इट. ऑलराइट. So it says earlier, women were not encouraged to go to schools and colleges. And even if they went to school and colleges, they were not allowed to do work. Only men used to work and earn money. But अब क्या हुआ है? Time has changed. And in our country, we have a lot of examples where women have set mark in their careers in such a way that people realize that there should be no discrimination with regard to work on the basis of gender. जैसे कि Madam Kiran Bedi, she was the first Indian woman to become the IPS officer. Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she is the first female Prime Minister of India. And who was she? She was the daughter of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Then Vichindri Pal. She is the first woman to climb the Mount Everest, which is the highest peak of the world. तो ये जो थॉट प्रोसेस है कि ये काम सिर्फ लड़कियों का है, ये काम सिर्फ लड़कों का है, दिस must be changed. And here is a suggestion which I want to give specifically to all the boys sitting in the class. घर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी सिर्फ फीमेल्स की नहीं होती है, इट इज योर इक्वल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. So learn to, every member of the family, irrespective of the gender, must learn to share the responsibility. कभी कभी mama also gets tired doing the household work. Do help her. Alright. Now coming to the activity which was given at the beginning of the chapter. So repairing taps generally क्या बोला जाता है? This is the work of men. Plumber है तो मेल ही होगा. Cooking food, ओहो ये तो मम्मा का काम होता है. Then female. Oh sorry, have we right? W. है ना? Then mopping floors. Again, it is said to be the work of women. Delivering letters, हम बोलते ही postman है ना? Driving a bus, ये तो मेल ही कर सकते हैं. But you know there are many women drivers also. In fact, there are many women who today are driving trucks also. And last is looking after a child, which is generally considered to be responsibility of a woman. But in today's world, it can be this, that we all can share each other's responsibility. There should be a will to do so. So I hope all of you have understood this chapter. And in this chapter, or through this chapter, there's something I want to tell you. आपके घर में जो हाउस हेल्प आते हैं वो आपको सबसे ज्यादा आपकी लाइफ कंफर्टेबल बनाते हैं. Please have regard for them. When they come, don't think that, oh, we are paying to them and we can treat them the way we want to. That is a very wrong attitude. Have respect for every person who is making your life comfortable. Alright? And we are going to meet in the next class. Till then, bye bye.